Hello there. Today we have Lego Transformers animated Ratchet. So here he is in his ambulance truck mode. And I think this is, just right off the bat, definitely the weaker of the two modes. But it's still a pretty solid mode. The main issue with it is that there are plenty of gaps all throughout the vehicle. As you can see right here, there's a gap right here that just goes right through the vehicle, and back here, this right here, and this right here. Although this, I guess you can kind of pretend it's like a window into the back, but that's really not the intended purpose for that gap right there. It's kind of just space I couldn't fill with the robot mode. And trust me, I tried to find ways to fill this all up and stuff, but just nothing worked. So yeah, this is how it has to be. But honestly, I don't think it's too bad. It's still recognizable as animated Ratchet in its vehicle mode, and it doesn't take away too much from the alt mode. So yeah, also these are weapons right here, by the way. They're like his magnet weapon thingies. So yeah, there is vehicle mode weapon storage, which I am very happy of, or proud of. Wasn't intentional, but I thought, hey, maybe some pieces can fit there, and what do you know? So yeah, unintentional weapon storage, but it works. He also has his EMP, which cannot be stored. Unfortunately, it's just too big to fit anywhere. But yeah, it still looks pretty nice. So yeah, I guess that's it for Ratchet's vehicle mode. Oh yeah, also the blue visor. This is accurate. It's definitely different from all the other visors I've done. They're usually black, and especially on the mini version of this build, the windshield is black. This color is more accurate, and the reason why most of my windshields are black anyway is because I don't have a lot of the pieces, or a lot of light blue pieces like this, so it is kind of difficult to get windshields like that. But here it works. They are supposed to be sloped, but for robot mode it looks better, and if you don't know, I favor robot mode, so yeah. And I don't have those pieces that are sloped in that color. Here's Ratchet with the other Autobots, and as you can tell, he is definitely a very iffy scale. He definitely, in my opinion, scales really well with Bumblebee. As you can see here, I think they're a pretty good size next to each other. But you bring in Optimus, Ratchet, it definitely is a much bigger vehicle than he should be next to Optimus. But for some reason, whenever I just can't seem to make Optimus's alt mode ever like big enough to scale with every other build I make in the series. Like, you've probably noticed that by now if you watch my Lego build series, but for some reason I just can't figure out a way to make Optimus's truck actually scale properly. So I guess that's something to expect going forward. Vehicle modes probably won't be in scale with Optimus, but once again, I don't really focus too much on vehicle mode scale, but I'm still glad between him and Bumblebee it works out pretty well. And I also do still think that he looks nice next to Optimus. Here's Ratchet with all this Lego stuff. And here he is with some Hasbro stuff. And there goes another notification. That's kind of just a normal thing in these videos now. But anyway, it's time for transformation. So, first thing you're gonna do, swivel these wheels up here like so. That gives you enough clearance to move these sections out to the side. Here, you can just take off these weapons like so. They could stay on for transformation theoretically, but they'd end up on his crotch, so it doesn't look too good. But continuing with the transformation, next thing you're gonna do, just move this section up here like so. Then right here, just swivel all the way around. Then that collapses back up. Straighten out the thigh. That down. Thigh swivel, and then just swivel this section all the way around like so, and shift that knee piece a little bit, and there you go. That is one of Ratchet's legs already done. Once you repeat the same thing for the other side of the legs, you will come here, and next you're going to do, shift these sections down to the side, and then move this up, and straighten out the arm, up, straighten out the arm, then move that down like so. And then once you've done that, here comes the tricky part. So you need to move this pin a little bit out of this socket right here, but as you can see, you can't just pull it out like that because it'll just pop off of the tab, and you can't do that because it's parts forming. So luckily you do have a piece with a bar on it right here. This isn't parts forming technically, it's just to help with the transformation. Because your finger, and I'm pretty sure nobody's finger is small enough to fit through here. But basically what you're going to do is push that pin out. Like so. And it's actually never broken before, but yeah. You're going to push that pin out like so. And then once you've done that, you can just put that back onto the EMP like so. And now continue with the transformation. Move that section to the side. This piece can move up. While it's moving up, you can see right here it can swivel. Swivel while moving up. I want to demonstrate that it can move and swivel up without falling off. Just like so. And then you will just leave that like so for now. This is where you will maneuver the head. Once it's about to that point, push this section back into the socket, and then just put Ratchet's head right there. And then this is where you move that up. Then you just swivel all the way around until it does that. So that's pretty satisfying. Then next thing you're gonna do, just collapse this entire section and make sure this piece hooks into here, just like so. And yeah, that is Ratchet mostly transformed. The last step you'll need to complete is to swivel the crest piece and move these light bars into place. And yeah, there you go. There you have Transformers animated Ratchet in his glorious robot mode. So first thing I want to note right off the bat, his crest, his crest is accurately broken. This is, don't worry, I didn't break a perfectly good piece. This piece was already weakened enough so that it couldn't connect to a bar, so it was virtually useless. Decided to just break it for this build, and I don't think it looks too bad. Moving on, there's a variation you can do with this build. I'm pretty sure the light bars end up on Ratchet's shoulders on the actual design, but they're both red instead of red and blue for some reason. So you can do this, but that limits articulation, so I just leave them back here like so. I also purposely made these pieces red in here to kind of represent those lights on his shoulders. So yeah, he's got these arm panels. I was contemplating whether or not to put just color a piece of paper to make it look like that heartbeat symbol thingy on his shoulders. I decided not to in the end because I don't know, I just wanted to be a purely brick build, I guess, or purely Lego build instead of adding some add-ons. But anyway, what else? Backpack. I think all around the robot mode is about at least 95% accurate, other than color, of course. All the things are in the right place. Shoulder panels, belly, windshield, light bars, sort of, wheels down here, up here. So yeah, I think this is, like I said, a pretty successful build. Definitely the better mode of the two. because like I said, I prioritize robot mode. But now let's look at the accessories since he has those. First off, let's look at the magnet weapons. So they just tab in underneath his arm like so. And they're definitely not the best representation of his magnet weapons, but they do work. So yeah. Also, another thing I want to note is that this is a very stable build. Some joints are definitely loose, but you know, if he falls over, there is like literally nothing broken. So you might need to clutch up some pieces a little bit, like maybe some piece fell a little bit out of the stud, but yeah, it's definitely relatively a very solid build. Maybe my most solid build compared to all my other builds. But it also has the EMP, which also tabs underneath his arm, except it's more so back here. So yeah, there's Ratchet with the EMP. Looks pretty nice. He can also use the EMP with his magnet things on as well, like so. So I don't know if it actually does that or if it's accurate. Just noting that you can do that. And you can swivel this piece around so that it also goes on this side. And once again, I don't know how accurate this is, but it works. It's a fun feature, and here he is with all of his weapons on. Alright, now for articulation. Ratchet's head can swivel all the way around. It is definitely tight, but his head, like I said, can swivel all the way around. He does have a transformation joint right here, so he can kind of look up. Looks weird because his neck is coming with him, but or with his head, but you know, it works if you want to use it. He does kind of have a butterfly joint due to transformation. Universal at the shoulder, but of course his shoulder panel does get in the way. But you know, it does have some really good range other than that. Has a full uncut bice swivel. Did I say bice? Wait. I said bice swivel, right? Bicep swivel. And yeah, 90-degree elbow bend forward and backward. Nothing at the hand, unless you want to count this, but that's more so a transformation joint. I'm getting that out of the way. Nothing at the waist. It can look a little bit up with his waist, I guess, as seen right there, but yeah, it's not much to speak of. Universal at the hips, kicks forward that far, back that far, outward that far, and full unhindered thigh swivel, and nothing at the feet because the feet are just bricks. This is, oh yeah, also this is one of the little inaccuracies. He does have feet. They're not just supposed to be stubs. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough room in vehicle mode to fit actual feet. But his feet are almost kind of stubs anyway, so I think it works well for a silhouette. So, yeah, that also means he does not have ankle pivot, which does kind of suck, but he can still pull off some poses, and it's not like Ratchet's a dynamic character anyway, so it's not like he'll need it much, but still, would have been nice to have it, but unfortunately, he does not. So, yeah. I also don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, 90-degree at the elbow. Not the elbow, knee. I don't know if I mentioned this. So yeah, 90 degrees at the knee. Here's Ratchet with my other animated builds. Here he is with Hasbro stuff. And here he is with a minifigure and all this other stuff, because why not? And yeah, I think that is it for this video. I forgot to do the stud length comparison. Ratchet's like 13 studs tall. Vehicle mode is 8.5 studs long, about 5.5 studs wide, maybe just 5, and about 6 studs tall, maybe 5.5. Alright, it's strange to end the video on the vehicle mode, but yeah, that's yeah. See you guys next time.